Hi, I'm Kenny Tran. I own the Smoking Ribs Barbecue Restaurant in the city of Garden Grove. Today we'll be doing a brisket showdown between 4 briskets that I picked up. And the first one we have here is a prime brisket from Costco. The second brisket we're gonna have here is a Creekstone Choice brisket. I won't disclose where I got this brisket. Moving on to this brisket, we've got a Greater Omaha prime brisket from another local purveyor. And then last but not least, we've got an IBP prime brisket, again from another local source. We're gonna smoke them and we're gonna taste test them and see which one tastes the best.
All right, we're gonna do a brisket showdown with these 4 briskets sourced locally in Orange County and Los Angeles counties, and we're gonna be cooking it in Kenny's Old Hickory, right?
Correct. It's a rotisserie pit, so it's gauged by gas and thermometer. We add logs every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes or so. And the gas kicks off when there's enough smoke and heat inside the pit. So it's really a large version of, I would say, maybe a Traeger. Today we're going to be using white oak in our pit. So hopefully that's going to bring out some good flavor in the beef.
Okay, and then tell them what seasoning.
The seasoning is going to be our house rub, a special blend of just different spices. Everybody's got their own flavor, but this will be our version of it today. The trimming style that we do here, it's more of a restaurant style. I mean, we're not really looking for the perfect brisket because this isn't a competition. But we want uniform cuts and meats, trying to remove a lot of this fat and membrane as much as possible so the smoke can penetrate. And then a lot of the hard fat that we're getting, we're gonna try to trim off as much of the hard fat as we can. Just enough so that the meat doesn't burn and we can still get a good smoky flavor on the brisket. We always try to shoot for like a pencil thickness.
Pencil thickness,
So
1 inch, 1.5
maybe
inch.
Quarter inch to 3/8 of an inch.
Okay. And you talk a little bit about the why do you trim off the boat trim? Because of the burning, if it's too thin.
A lot of times the briskets will be cut uneven from the butcher, and we'll try to trim off what's gonna burn when it's too thin. So if it's thinner than the width of my thumb, then we'll try to trim it off. With the trimmings, we normally smoke it and we reduce it to a liquid tallow, so we get a smoky flavor out of it, and then we add it to our wrap. All the extra meats here, sometimes we'll go ahead and grind it up and we'll make burgers for the staff, or we'll grind them up and then we'll play around and do some sausages or links with it.
So Kenny is my student, and Kenny is going to show you his version of my tennis size chunk of wood under the brisket. He runs a restaurant, so he can put wood underneath the brisket. So Kenny has a new method. Kenny, tell us your method here.
It's just a foil ball, you know, it's like the size of my nuts.
Okay, there you go. He's got big nuts, guy with a big nut. So he's using the foil ball to accomplish the same purpose as my tennis size chunk. So he props up the brisket so the brisket drains. That way you're gonna get a perfect bark on the brisket here. With the 4 briskets are ready to go into the pit now. So just to recap before we lose our mind here. So the first one is the Costco with 1 toothpick. This one is the Creekstone Choice. This is the Omaha Prime. And this one is the IBP Prime. So 4 briskets going into the pit with Kenny's foil ball trick. Any favorite rack? You space them up, or
Yeah.
you kind of balance it, right?
The top racks always cook faster.
Faster.
because the heat rises on top, so I'll
Okay.
try to balance it first.
Okay. So you want to do 4 across. Okay, number 3 going in. And the foil.
This
easy 500 pounds of meat at one time, Kenny?
It could probably do more. I've got slots in
Slots,
here,
okay.
where I can add more racks
More
if
racks.
need be, but
Okay.
it's hard to work with that much hand space,
Yeah.
so I take them out when we don't have a loaded pit.
So this is what, 500 to 750 pounds of meat, right, at a time?
Yeah.
Huge pit. So if you're running a restaurant, definitely Old Hickory is the way to go. For those of you who saw my Operation Barbecue Relief video where we went out and cook food for the people in the tornado survivors, Old Hickory is also a big sponsor of the Operation Barbecue Relief. So,
tallow.
and we have a little bit of pot here. We got a little bit of tallow going here. I'll show you guys what we do the tallow when we get to the wrap phase. So loading the fourth brisket now. Very careful, especially the tallow thing. Be really careful it doesn't tip over. doesn't catch on anything, especially the handles, right?
Yeah, so usually if I'm using the top rack, I'll try to check
Make sure
in
that
about 5 minutes to see if any of them are missing. And then if they are, then I've got to grab a pitchfork and I got to scoop it out. So we add our wood back here. So right now the burners are going. And then I've got a thermostat that monitors the temperature on the pit. So if I want to run 225, I can set it to 225. And then the gas knows when to kick on when it drops below that. Our control panel here, we've got our temperature gauge. All the switches have to be on in order for it to operate and to rotate. The logs, we like to start it with 2 logs to begin with. And then every 30 minutes, 45 minutes if it needs, depending on the thickness of the logs.
Okay, it's been about 4 hours. Brisket is looking good. Getting a bit of a spritz of some apple juice. You can also use some apple cider. Looking very good. So what you do is you cook into crust sets and you want to wrap. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, halfway wrap like that. Okay, flip it over 3 times. So Kenny wants to try to find the best brisket to serve in his restaurant. You guys know this is one of the top barbecue restaurants. So what he wants to do is he wants to make sure that he can source the brisket, and the best brisket can be found locally in the quantities that he needs, right? So you guys like the point or the lean, the fatty or the lean? Fatty. Fatty. Everybody likes the fatty, right? Yeah. That's the most popular one. It's got a lot of great flavor. So far so good.
Yeah.
You guys like the lean or the fatty? The fatty, the lean. Okay, lean. Okay, all those giving love to brisket number 1, raise your hands. Brisket number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. All right. Brisket love for number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Brisket love for number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Okay, then brisket love for number 4. Oh man. Wow, no love for number 4. We're down to 2. Okay, all right. Drum roll. The winner is Kenny.
Brisket number 3.
Yeah.
We are located at 14211 North Euclid Street, Garden Grove, California 92843. Our hours of operation is Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays 11:30 to 7:30 p.m. or when we sell out, or Friday through Sunday 11:30 to 8:45 p.m. or when we sell out.
You guys know that my videos are never done until the chief barbecue judge, Mr. Beans, tests the food. So I have the 4 briskets here at Kenny's restaurant set up for Mr. Beans. All right, Mr. Beans, we have 4 briskets here for you to test. So see if your conclusions are the same as the rest of the guests who came by. So go ahead and get started. Okay, he went with number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So that's Mr. Bean's preference. So I know you guys are gonna say something along the lines that we ate in a clockwise manner, but it is upside down for him, so I don't think he knows how to read numbers, but you never know. Thanks so much for stopping by, watching my fun video here. It was a great day cooking with Kenny. If you guys want to see me cooking more with Kenny in the future, let me know in the comments below. Love to go to his restaurant, play with Old Hickory. Just FYI, Kenny also bought a new pit. It's a reverse flow, so can't wait to help Kenny break him in and cook on his new reverse flow pit, which he ordered from Texas. Thanks so much to all my patrons for supporting my channel, crowdfunding my work, and getting access to special content like behind the scenes, videos, Zoom sessions, phone support, and much more. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys in the next video. And if you like my videos, please go ahead and subscribe and leave me a comment below. I respond to all your comments.